Section 4.4, adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. So I'll just start off by saying it's as easy as you might think with addition and subtraction. You just add or subtract the like terms. But first you have to be able to identify like terms. So I'm going to try to zoom in here on this very blurry chart just to kind of identify what's going to make terms alike. So if you look at 2x and 7x here, what makes them alike is their exponent is the same. Whoa. For both of these, even though it's not written, the exponent's 1. So those would be like terms. Same thing here. Negative 8x squared and 3x squared. They both have an exponent of 2. That's what makes them like terms. 13xy, they both have the same variables, xy, same exponents, so we're good to go. X squared y, those are like terms, x and x. Off on the right here, these are unlike terms. You have an x and a y, of course that's different. X squared and 3x are different because the exponent is 2 there. The exponent, even though it's not written, is 1. We have xy and xz. X squared y and xy squared. Again, the exponents for the x's are different and the exponents for the y's are different, so we can't have that. So if you can identify like terms, all you need to do is add them together or subtract them. So with example number 1 here, we're doing addition. If you look at x to the 4th here and 2x to the 4th, those are like terms, so you can add them. Now, the thing you got to keep in mind here is that the exponents don't change when you add or subtract. The coefficients are the only thing you're adding. So we have a 1 out front here and a 2 here. So 1 plus 2 is 3x to the 4th. Okay, and always write your answers in standard form. I should have mentioned that. Look for your highest exponent term, add or subtract those, and then work your way down. So you had x to the 4th. We have x to the 3rd here. So we have 2x to the 3rd plus nothing. So we'll go plus 2x to the 3rd. And then, like I said, keep working your way down. There's no x squareds. There's no x's. We just have constants here. So we'll take 8 plus negative 9, and you get negative 1. And it's that easy. Answer is already written in standard form. If you look at my exponents, they're going in descending order. And that's it. I'll try another one here with a few more terms. Starting with, like I said, I like to look for the highest exponent term. So I see x to the 5th is my highest here and here. So let's go ahead and add those together. 12x to the 5th plus negative 2x to the 5th would be 10x to the 5th. And then, like I said, keep working your way down. I don't see any x to the 4th over here, but I do see one here, so we're taking nothing over here plus 14x to the 4th, okay. Keep working in descending order. I see a negative 10x to the 3rd here plus nothing over here, so minus 10x to the 3rd. I don't see any x squared, so I see a negative 6x plus 10x will be plus 4x. And last but not least, negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. And if you do it that way, your answer should always be in standard form, but we can check here. So we go 5, 4, 3. There's no x squared, and that's fine. 1, and then technically this is an exponent of 0 here. So we're good to go. Subtraction is the same way, like I said, but you are just subtracting. Now here you have to be a little more careful. Let's start off with, looks like x to the 4th is my highest term. So we're taking negative 3x to the 4th minus 11x to the 4th. So negative 3 minus 11 would be negative 14x to the 4th. That's not so bad. I don't see any x squareds. No, or x cubes, I mean. So no, we're good. I see x squareds, though. Jumping the gun a little bit. 10x squared minus 3x squared is going to be plus 7x squared. Okay. I see 8x here minus nothing, so we'll go plus 8x. Now, here's where you have to be careful. I see a -7 here, but I have no constants on my left side here. So I'm taking nothing over here minus -7. The two negatives back to back make it actually a +7. So when you subtract, you have to be careful just to make sure you get those signs correct. And I'll leave letter B here for you. Like I said, really straightforward. Just keep your signs straight with subtraction. You should be good. Multiplying polynomials. We've talked about multiplying binomials like this example before. We called it foiling. But really, it's just distributing, and that's how I like to think of it. You just take your first term, 2x, times everything in the second binomial, and then you take your second term times everything, and then you combine like terms and so on. So we've done problems like this before. Off to the right side, this is the same thing. You take your first term, x, you multiply it all the way through your second polynomial. So x times 2x squared is 2x cubed plus x squared minus 5x. But you also have to take your second term and multiply it all the way through as well. That's just distributing. So plus 2x squared plus x minus 5. Now once you get here, combine like terms and you are done. So there is a 2x cubed. And it looks like that's it. So we'll start with 2x cubed. It's my highest exponent term. I have an x squared here plus 2x squared there. So that gives me a plus 3x squared. So minus 5x plus x would be minus 4x. And last but not least, there's just this minus 5 kind of hanging out. And that would be it. Multiplying polynomials. Now, what happens if you have three binomials? You can really do this in any order that you want. I like to take the last two and multiply them out, so I'll do that. So leave the x minus 2, not do anything with it. Times, so we'll go x times x is x squared, x times 3 is 3x, and then we also got to take -1 times x and -1 times 3. So you just distribute both terms through the second polynomial. Before I multiply again, actually I'll scoot that down. You want to combine like terms here, so x squared plus 2x minus 3. It's just going to save you a little work in the long run. And then again, we have a situation like we just did up here. So you take your first term x, multiply it through, and minus 3x, and then you take your second term, -2, multiply it through, so minus 2x squared, minus 4x, and plus 6. And again, combine like terms, and you are done. So we got x cubed, we got x squared there, and x squared there, and sometimes terms cancel out, and that's all right. Plus 2x squared minus 2x squared, they cancel out. So here we have a minus 3x and a minus 4x, so that would be a -7x, and then plus 6 here, and that's it. Final answer. There's a few more here if you want some more practice. So I'll scroll down to the bottom here. If you want, this is for you, if you want, these are some other things you can memorize when you see a situation like letter D here, for example. Oh, I'm taking something to the third power. It's not this, by the way. Okay, don't do that. It's not that. But there is, there's some shortcuts you can take if you want. They're all right down here. I'm not going to go through them. If you want, like I said, memorize them, use them. Or you can just take this, write it out 3 times, and start with the back 2 if you want, multiply, and then take the first one, multiply it through, whatever you got. I mean, like I said, we have a lot of stuff we have to have kind of memorized already. If you want to add a few more things, be my guest. Otherwise, you can just write these out. 5a plus 2 times 5a plus 2, for example. I think it's a lot easier to do it that way, but I'll leave it up to you.